This week, come behind the scenes with us at StationeryFest 2025, our first time attending as a stallholder. We're going to tell you how much we made, how much it cost us, and was it worth it? I'm also going to share with you my small business purchases. If you're new here, my name is Kiara and I am the owner of the small business Hubinu that I run with my husband, David. We are predominantly a pet-based company. We make pet tags and gifts with unique dog illustrations on them. But the last couple of years have been quite tough for us as a small business. So we have recently started to evolve our business. I've always had a passion for stationery. So we were really excited to apply for StationeryFest 2025 and to get accepted. We attended the event last year as visitors, and honestly, it was like the highlight of my whole year. I just had the best day and it was incredible. So when we were accepted to sell, I was really excited and I wanted this to be sort of the turning point for us in terms of taking our business in a new direction. If you've been watching our recent vlogs, you'll see all the prep that we've been doing. This vlog is exclusively about our journey up to StationeryFest, the setup, how the day went, and everything. And David and I are also going to share our thoughts on how we felt it went.
So, Kiara and I have decided to record our opinion of StationeryFest separately, so that it's unbiased and doesn't contain any flannel.
Right, we are on our way to StationeryFest. We left just after 8 and it says...
Left at 17 past 8.
Okay, 17 past 8. She's keeping a check. It says at the moment 4 hours 20 minutes to go. That's going to change. I know it will because, you know, traffic. But we need to stop and get breakfast. We need to stop for lunch.
Yeah.
It's a long way. Hit the travel exhaustion barrier when
I hit that when I was getting in the car this morning.
Well, when a toll booth is a source of excitement, you know you've been on the road too long.
It's not a person.
It's not a person, it's automated. Okay. Oh, bloody hell, somebody just skidded to a halt.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's currently 20 to 4. Our current ETA is 5 past 4. We've got 26 minutes left according to this. But by the time we arrive, it will mean that our journey has taken nearly 8 hours. We did stop a couple of times. We stopped for breakfast, we stopped for lunch, but we didn't stop for very long. But the traffic has been pretty awful, constant jams, delays and stop starting. So it's definitely been a really difficult journey up.
In 200 yards, your destination will be on the right.
Yes. The journey up was pretty arduous. It took us 8 hours to get to StationeryFest. It should really have only taken about 5-6 hours, but we hit some pretty awful traffic jams along the way. So we arrived in Wigan at about 4 o'clock on Friday, went back to our Airbnb for a little while, then we headed to the venue about 5 p.m. How amazing is this room? This is mine and David's room. Trashed it already. Bathroom with a bath. Nice. And then there's David. This is the kitchen. Kitchen's lush too. Great big table space there. My son's bought his entire collection of root. Can you tell? He's a little bit obsessed at the moment. This is the living room.
Sebastian, while we're out,
This is the living room. This is the kids' room. That's the child. Mine. Hello, child. It's really nice, isn't it? We had until 9 p.m. to set up. I didn't think it would take us that long. We had one 6-foot table. We had wire grids that we were going to build along the sides and tablecloth and a backdrop. And that was it really. But it actually ended up taking us about 2.5 hours to do the setup, and it still wasn't quite done. So we ended up finishing the setup in the morning, pricing items up, finishing the final display when we arrived before the event opened.
Oh my god, you're actually fitting that.
I am a gnome. I am a gnome. Okay. He was like, "You don't need it higher." I'm like, "No, I'm really short."
Oh, you want that there?
The event was actually in a different location this year. So last year it was held in Manchester, in a very, very big venue, and all of the vendors were pretty much in one room. There was one smaller room off to the side with about 10 or so vendors in, but otherwise everybody else was all in one big room. This year they had to move the whole event to Wigan because there was another big event being held in Manchester at the same time. When we arrived at the venue, I thought it looked great. We were in the main auditorium, and then you had a corridor which had vendors along the edges of the corridor, and then you went round to 2 other rooms that had vendors in, and there were other rooms for the VIPs. Initially, I was quite pleased that we were in the auditorium. I thought that would be great. But on reflection, I think what happened was it was very clever to have the vendors in the hallway, because it meant that people naturally flowed along through there looking at all the stalls, and then that sort of carried them through into the other rooms. But I think it meant that a lot of people didn't realise that the auditorium was part of the event, or they didn't wander in as much, and there wasn't as much of a buzz in the auditorium as there had been last year. I don't know if that's because the stall holders were spread out more and there weren't as many people all in one space. I'm not sure. Also, the other thing I would say is it was extremely hot in the hallway. So I really did feel for the vendors that were in the hallway. And also when, like, on the times when I sort of left our stall to like go to the toilet or to sort of like have a look at some of the other stalls, if you don't like being like crammed up against people, it was a little bit squishy. So I think that is the only sort of downside of this particular venue. As an attendee, I did prefer last year's venue, and as a stall holder, obviously it's difficult because I have no basis of comparison. I can't say, oh well, we did less than last year because we weren't there last year. But I am going to talk about how much we made in a little bit, and share with you how much we spent and how much we took.
This year's venue for StationeryFest, I don't think was that great a choice. I'll tell you why. So the parking situation is amazing. It was very good. I found Wigan exceptionally difficult to drive around, if I'm honest. I thought the flow through of the attendance of the general public was quite odd at this StationeryFest. So the main hall seemed to be the place with the least footfall. The corridors were constantly rammed full of people, and I imagine, I could be wrong, but I imagine the people in the corridors, the sellers in the corridors, did a lot better than the majority of the people in the main hall. It could be that people, moved through the corridors, and then by the time they got to the main hall, they were a bit tired, or they felt like they'd seen everything. There's only so much at StationeryFest. There's only so much you can see, and that sounds like a weird statement, but I think it's true. I think after a while, you do sort of see the same types of things, and there's a sort of glaze that comes over where you think, oh, I've seen that, even if maybe you haven't.
What do you call that expression? No, I'm just showing that we're after that long drive. Oh, it looks good.
Vlog takeover. Hi guys, my name is Kiara. I run a small business. I'm going to moan to you about my money problems and hope you listen.
Hello, we're here at StationeryFest. It is 8:30. Nobody is here yet. It opens to the public at 9, but I've just been told VIPs for an hour only. This is our stall. We've still got like pricing to do, and there's loads of stuff that I wanted to do but didn't get done. But we're here, and I made the sign out of foam board on the laser, and then I coloured it in with a Sharpie, but it still looks good. And then we've got all of our like different things here, and it's looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. I've got no idea how this is going to go, but I'm going to try to take you around so we can see everybody else's. Something just fell down, didn't it? Yep, I heard it. It's going well. Awesome. So because Evie was helping me on the stall, we managed to have a quick look around before all the general public came in, and then I managed to nip away a few times later as well. So this is the main auditorium. This is where the room that we were in. In this corner is my lovely friend Becca from Rebel Jones. That is the sign that we made for her. It was lovely to see her stall. She'd done such a great job of putting it all together. It looked really great. Most of the people that I knew were in this room. So this is Coco Natasha's stall, and she was next to Emily Harvey. I think Emily Harvey had two tables, and her display is just always so fantastic, really inspiring. She's done such a great job of putting together really cohesive display of her stuff. Obviously, her colours, her brand colours are lilac, so it makes her really easy to spot in a room. And she had the Pinchanted collection there, which I've been collecting every month for the whole of this year, as well as some new planner stickers, and her new washi tape packaging is amazing. These were some of the stalls that were in the corridor, which they called the street and I think the avenue. It's only now when I watch this back that I'm looking at some of this stuff and thinking, oh, that's really cute. I wish I'd bought some of those things. But at the time, I was just in such a rush to kind of take it all in and see where everybody was and then get back to the store before the public came in. I did end up actually buying something before the event even opened from this store here, the Ghost of Yukari. I bought a little plushie ghost. It is the most adorable thing. I'm going to show you all of the stuff that I bought from the event later on in this video. But they had some fantastic stuff, and they were just in front of one of the rooms that you could go inside. So I'm not entirely sure, but I think in the little rooms that you could go in, they had tables, which I believe were for the VIP people, but I'm not entirely sure. So this is my friend Fiona from Creative Stationery London stall. Loved the giant pastel pencils that she made. She was personalising pencils at the event, and this is Lely Bean Studio. She was in the same room. So it's possible there were tables just for people to stop at and check their purchases. This stall was opposite us, Satuki Stickers. She had a huge stall, and this was Adele from Deli's Designs. Her brand colours are also yellow, so it was lovely to see all of her products. Again, her stall looked fantastic. It's not her first time at Stationery Fest. I definitely think I can improve my stall as I go if I go back again. And her display was lovely. This is Pintada Designs, Lauren. Her products all looked fantastic as well, really well displayed. It definitely does give you something to aim for in terms of table display. They'd all made such a huge effort with their table display, and they all just looked fantastic. So that was really lovely to see. And then I just had like a quick look round, and again, I'm seeing loads of stalls and tables now that I wish I'd stopped at and looked at properly. So I think that would be the probably the thing that I regret the most, or the thing that I think is a little bit of a shame, is if you are a stall holder, you can't. There's no time for you to properly go around and look at everybody's stall. I don't know how you could make that a possibility at an event like this, because even if you had like a allotted time to go and look at other people's stalls, there would be nobody manning the stall. So just to give you a bit of an overview of what you could expect if you were to come to something like Stationery Fest again in the future. From what I have heard, they will be holding it at this venue again, but I don't know if that is confirmed. It's more just sort of whispers that I've heard from other stall holders. I personally preferred the venue at Manchester, just because it felt like there was a lot more of an atmosphere, all of the stall holders being in the one main room. So I don't know if they will take feedback on board from people, and obviously the people that have been there at multiple stationery fests, I would be interested to see how they found it compared to the previous years.
We're just waiting for the customers to come in, and they've opened the doors to the public. Oh, customers.
We've got 3 bracelets there, they're just at the side.
We're here, backstage at Stationery Fest. So quick little update. I would say I'm really happy with how it's gone today. It's been busy, it's been tiring. My daughter has been amazing. She has manned the stall for the most part. I've been helping her. We've been sort of doing it together. But when I've needed to like nip off or anything like that, she's just been doing it all, and she kind of wanted to do it. I think she's enjoyed it, which is lovely to see. So for the most part, she's been dealing with the customers, and I'm just sort of standing here helping, you know, and giving bags, putting things in, making sure everything's all running smoothly, checking the stall, moving things around. We've sold out of a few things, like we sold out of the purple journals. We nearly sold all the bear journals. So it's just been a really interesting exercise to see what people are drawn to, what they're picking up, and just talking to people and meeting them. We've handed out loads of leaflets, so fingers crossed we'll get more orders off the bat. All in all, I would say lovely event, lovely community. It's been really enjoyable, and I would 100% want to come here again, and I would love to do other stationery events as well. So yeah, it's been great.
If you see us at an event, please do come up, because it makes Kiara's day. Somebody gave her, one of our YouTube viewers gave Kiara a sweater, and it almost made her cry. She was so surprised. She loved it. They didn't give me a sweater. Just saying. In fact, Kiara got a lot of attention at StationeryFest. There were so many people coming up. She was like a celebrity. I had about two people spoke to me. 2. And one guy, he thought it was somebody else. StationeryFest.
In Liverpool.
Oh yeah.
What you got there?
Sorry?
What have you got there?
Capybara and a horse penguin thing. Is it?
No, it's a koala and a dinosaur.
Yeah, well. And here I've got, hang on a minute. What's this?
It's a cushion. It's a neck cushion.
Yeah, it's a neck cushion.
It's upside down. They're pandas.
Are they?
They're pandas.
Kiara wanted us to come here because she said there were like burlesque dancers here.
Not during the day.
What?
Not during the day.
Well, that's gently disappointing, isn't it?
Hi YouTube, I hope Mum puts this in, but Dad yesterday did a haul and look at the lashes he got me. Wow. You should put this in, Mum. You should put this in the vlog. My stuff! Look at my Genji haul.
We are headed home. It is currently 20 to 6 in the morning. We got up at 5 and we were out of the apartment by about 5:15. We're trying to beat the traffic because the journey up here was so awful. I have to say the traffic system in Wigan is really confusing and complicated, with lots of dual carriageways, and we were not fans. Even at 5 o'clock in the morning there was still traffic, and the roads even now are still quite busy, but we're hoping we're going to be able to make better time than we did on the way up here. We went all the way to Liverpool looking for second-hand books for David, and he's just hit the jackpot at the charitable donation thing. Look at that, it's a contingent of Royal Mail vans.
Did you guess the song?
New ones. What the? Where are the road markings?
I was like, wait, I would go in zigzags.
This is just insane. saying, why are there no road markings? It's just come through the M6 toll, which I didn't even know was a thing.
£10.50.
£10.50 to get through the M6 toll. I didn't realise there was another way you could go, apparently, because the sat nav's just taken us this way. But I'm like, £10.50 just to get like back to the south.
To go to a different country. We're in the same bloody country.
And we had to go through the Dartford Tunnel, and that was £3.50. So it's cost us £14 just to travel to different parts of the country. The same country that we live in. What's that about?
Overall, I would like to see Stationery Fest back in Manchester, or in one of the major cities at least, because I think it could decline if it's not in a huge hub or a major centre, and it would be nice to see it back in Manchester next year, really.
This is the what did we think of Stationery Fest, and we've left this bit to the end because we wanted to share with you how much money we made, how much the trip cost us, whether or not we thought it was worth it, our individual opinions, and then I'm also going to show you the stuff that I bought from other small businesses. Probably the bit that you really want to know is how much money we made. So we'll dive straight in with that, because I don't actually think David knows this yet. So this is new information for him.
Well,
So,
to be fair, I never know how much money we're making.
So we predominantly took payments by card machine. We have a SumUp card machine. We do have the Shopify POS app. We could have linked everything in, then I would have known exactly what we sold, but I didn't want to make things overly complicated. And obviously with Evie helping me, I didn't want us having to like scroll through loads of products trying to find the specific product somebody was purchasing. So I just kept a rough note of what we sold, and then I did a stock check when we came home so that I knew what we'd sold. So
I know what we spent, if that helps.
okay, drum roll. On card, we took £478 and probably some pence. We paid £8 in card fees, so £470 was put into our bank account. We did take a small amount of money in cash. Now, I actually forgot to get the cash float before I went up there, but we got some cash when we got to Wigan. Some people did want to pay cash. In the end, I think we took about £55 in cash payments, but I spent that on food and other business expenses.
This chair keeps filling. I'm not a midget either. This chair keeps flipping around.
Oh, you chose that chair. Anyway, yeah, so we spent around, so we took about £55 in cash as well, which would make the grand total, somebody that's better at maths, £638, round about that, maybe £650. So round about, I would say with the cash, about £650, but the cash all went on business expenses, like food and stuff while we were up there. Okay, so let's talk about the expenses.
Okay.
Are you surprised at that amount of money? Bearing in mind that the most expensive item we had on the table was £34.
How much was it?
How much did we make?
Yep.
£478 card and about £55 cash. So all in about just shy of £650.
Taking the whole weekend into account and the money we spent on the kids and the trip up there.
But that's another thing, isn't it?
No.
We kind of made this into a bit of a family holiday.
It was stressful, it wasn't a
Whereas,
holiday.
that's true.
It was really miserable. So actually, I would say
The journey was miserable.
We didn't make anywhere near enough money. It cost a fortune. We probably broke even, and it was a miserable replacement for a holiday.
Well, now to be fair, so obviously you and I have a different experience of this because for me, I was surrounded by stationery. I was with all my people, paper people. So I was.
I really liked Emily Harvey. She's lovely.
She is lovely. She gave me the biggest hug. And I was like, well, I could just stay here for the rest of the weekend. This is great. But
I don't like anybody.
We're getting off topic.
I like Rebel Jones. She's amazing.
Yes, Becca's amazing.
Becca. But
Becca, sorry, we have to talk about, now you've mentioned her, Becca. So I did showcase her, I showed you her stall in the vlog when I did some of the segments earlier. Becca is an absolute warhorse. She is, 7 months pregnant or something? She did that event on her own because her husband had to look after the dog. I kept sending Evie over to make sure she was okay. At one point, Evie manned her stall. But she did that event pretty much single-handedly, and she is 7 months pregnant. I just think she's incredible. And we saw her at the London Stationery Show, didn't we? Which is in one of our earlier vlogs.
actually,
Yeah,
She is incredible.
amazing.
I forgot she was there. She was at the bloody London Stationery event.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. So definitely check her stuff out, but I'm sure you probably already watch her. Okay, sorry. Yeah, we made the sign for her stall,
No, I
actually.
was just saying how much I like Emily Harvey.
Oh, yes, you were. Sorry.
But Emily said this thing. Listen to Emily Harvey's podcast. Actually,
No,
do
she
you know
can't.
what?
They have to be patrons. So if you want to listen to Emily's podcast, you need to be a patron. It's, I think, £5 a month. Absolute bargain. Best £5 you'll ever spend. Don't get yourself a coffee and get yourself a month's membership to Emily Harvey instead.
Okay, Emily Harvey's podcast was really awesome.
We listened to it in the car on the way home.
We listened to it in the car on the way home. That's how I didn't crash the car on the way home. Sorry, am I just echoing things?
It's literally repeated what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like a parrot on this chair. Not enough money!
Right, come now.
We didn't make enough money.
Right, but that's about expectation, isn't it? And I think
my expectation was to make some money.
I think expectation at these kind of events is a huge thing. And I think you have to take the whole event as a whole and not just look at how much actual cash you took on the day. So I'm going to kind of like put my business side of things across here now. So the pitch was £116, which was, I think it was a little bit more because we had the premium boards behind us. I did not make enough use of those premium boards. I hung some lovely yellow fringy stuff on them, which had fallen down by the time we came back to set up for the event to start. So that was a total waste of money. I don't know how much extra I paid for the boards, but other people had like signage and posters and things, and that's what I should have done. So that's a lesson learned. So £116 for the table, which I thought was very good for such a premium event.
To be honest, with the size of the event of StationeryFest, the size of the event was, I would say £116 were really good.
Yeah. So it cost us personally around about £100 in petrol, but that's because we came from literally the bottom of the country to practically the top of the country.
How much petrol did we put?
About £100. There and back. Total, £100. The accommodation was just over £400. But that is because you picked it.
I didn't know it was that much.
You picked it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That was good for Wigan. All the other stuff was way more expensive.
So it cost us 500 quid to get there and stay there.
That's why it was a holiday.
And you've taken £400.
No, I've taken 650.
And you're taking that as a win.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so the accommodation was £400. Now that was Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. We came back Monday. We didn't need to stay 3 nights. We put an extra night on for the kids so that we could take them to Liverpool and so that we could make the sort of whole weekend a little bit more enjoyable for them, as they had basically been dragged along with us. So it would have been cheaper had we not stayed that long. If we hadn't have had the kids with us, we could have stayed in the Premier Inn. We would have only needed 1 room, whereas because we had the kids, we had to get an Airbnb so that they had their own room and their own space.
Half the lights in that Airbnb didn't even work.
Yeah. It was nice though.
It was dark.
You picked it, just saying.
I didn't. Did I actually
pick it? Yes, you actually did pick it, yeah.
That's because I can't put in so where I type in where we want to stay and then I sort from cheapest. So 400 quid was the cheapest.
But for 3 nights. So and it was a 2-bedroom place. It had a bathroom with a bath. I mean, I showed you. So it was a good, decent sized place.
Kitchen was nice.
Yes, it was. And it was like a 10-minute drive from the venue. Perfect.
Yeah, it was.
It was. And you could walk into the town quite easily. There was a really nice Italian restaurant down the road.
Walk out of the town even faster.
So obviously it's not StationeryFest's fault that we decided to stay in accommodation that was a bit pricey. So already there's an expectation there of how much you need to earn. And obviously I'd watched people's vlogs from last year and I'd seen that people were taking like about £1,000 at last year's event. And I
liked the one last year. When we got there, right, Coca Natasha.
Don't try and do the Welsh accent.
I can't because it's nuts. It's not Coca Natasha. It's Coca Natasha.
Coca Natasha.
Natasha.
No, we shouldn't do the Welsh accent.
Right, Coca Natasha. Because I can't say it's any other way now.
Coca Natasha.
I think
her name is Natasha. People call her Tasha.
Coca Natasha had a queue outside the door at the Manchester one.
She did.
It was incredible.
It
right?
was.
And I think of Coca Natasha, Rebel Jones. What's Rebel Jones' name? Everybody's name is what their company. The only reason I know Emily Harvey's name is because her company's called Emily Harvey. What's Rebel Jones'
Becca.
Rebel.
Her name is Becca.
Becca
Jones.
Becca Jones.
Yes, well, not now.
Becca Rebel Jones. And Coca Natasha's name's Natasha, is it?
And Liz Harry's name is Liz Harry. That's her business name
Yeah,
as
I
well.
know Liz
Isn't it handy when they have the same name as their actual name?
I know Liz Harry is not going to be called Geraldine Frost.
Because whenever I meet people, like Deli's Designs, I didn't realise what her name was at first. I had to go and look it up. It's Adele, which makes sense. But I just only
Deli.
ever know people's business names.
When I think of Adele, I just think of
Adele.
Hello.
Yeah.
Is it me you're looking
That's
for?
That's not Adele's
it's Lionel
song.
Richie, I think.
Yeah,
it's Lionel
not Adele's
Richie.
song. It's so good when two people with
Hello,
suspected ADHD.
turn the radio on. No, that's not Adele. Hello.
How does it go?
Hello from the outside.
Okay, you can sing better than that. I know you can.
I didn't know your uncle had died.
I love it when two people with suspected ADHD try and have a serious conversation about an event they've been to.
Okay.
Right, can I please put forward my business perspective? We're just going to have to cut loads of this stuff
We
now.
won't cut any of this.
We'll make the video an hour long of us waffling.
You said
yes.
But on YouTube,
yes,
the longer your video, the better.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think so. I like long videos.
Then this is the special features.
Right, so
click for the special.
Let me put across my side to you. So the accommodation was £400. The petrol was £100.
500.
The event itself, 116.
616.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh dear. We won't talk about the food that we spent.
That's without food. We sank 100 quid in the restaurant the first night with the kids. 125 quid because you vommed it all up in the hotel. You did though, didn't you?
Tell them that.
Kiara was violently ill.
I was really ill on
she
Saturday
mixed
night.
a carbonara with a vodka cocktail. It was like throwing a hand grenade.
I don't think it had anything to do
stomach.
with the vodka. I think it was the cream and my dairy intolerance.
She did say that I'd stressed her out though. She was like, because of the conversations we were having, I was ill.
I get anxiety attacks sometimes, and they're very physical.
I get anxiety attacks when I double vodka up on top of a carbonara. Really bad ones.
Anyway,
yeah.
So we did actually manage to sell a heat press. I'm going to tell them about
Thank God. Right, so I just mentioned this, right? She's cut this out. Listen, I just said, don't forget the money for the heat press. She edited it out and said, don't repeat that.
Well, this is going on the cutting room floor as well. So.
No, this can't go on the cutting. You can't cut everything.
Anyway, listen. Right, so can I talk, please?
Yep.
So we sold one of our heat presses to somebody else that was going to be attending the event, and they said, shall we meet up at StationeryFest and we could just swap? And I was like, yeah, perfect. So we did that. Anyway, so there was some money that we earned from the heat press, £150. That all went on food as well. So the first night we took the kids to a really nice Italian restaurant, and pretty much 100 quid of that gone. And then
it's great. I can't wait for the next one.
You can see why we don't have much money.
I call it break even 2025. Are you going to are you guys going to break even 2026? Last one was a cracker. We just barely broke even.
And then we went to Liverpool, and that was 40 quid in train fares.
Right, hang on, because we're going beyond break even now. We're going to deficit.
Holiday. And
who's going to deficit 2026?
And then we went to Albert Schloss for lunch.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was incredible.
Oh, the wine was amazing there. And they had...
oh my God, the food was so
They had
good.
a pole dancing... What was it?
No, he was a drag queen.
Drag queen. I had a drag queen.
Really nice drag queen.
Lovely guy.
And my favourite
Really
was taking Evie to the disco toilet, which she won't let me put a clip of in the vlog, but it was
Kind of
hilarious.
fancied him. He was nice.
He had gorgeous eyelashes. And
lovely
a very
hair.
Nice beard.
Really good beard.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was really nice. So obviously we did additional things that we wouldn't have done if we didn't have the kids with us to try and make it a nice experience. So you can't really count those. But the point I was trying to make to you is you can't just look at the money that you have earned at an event to decide whether or not it's a success. So for me, because we were a stall holder, we had a choice of either providing a raffle prize or goodie bag prizes. Now, I will, if I can, always go for the goodie bag option. Although it does mean giving away a lot of items for free, you are getting your product into the hands of your ideal customer. We had a set of guinea pig postcards that we'd had made for the Kickstarter that we did a while back for our enamel pins, and we hadn't used them all. So I was like, these are perfect. We'll put these in for the goodie bags. And so what I did was I had a little sticker made that had a QR code that took them straight to the stationery section on our website. And we packaged up, Evie, bless her, packaged up those postcards, put the stickers on all of them, and we sent those off for the goodie bags. And somebody did actually come up to the stall and say to us, oh, you're the stall that did the guinea pig postcards. Oh, we love those. And obviously then people are taking those things home. They've got your information. They are then also potentially sharing that stuff on their socials as well to show what they got in their goodie bags. So that's more exposure. And I think the other thing as well is, in the lead up to Stationery Fest, one of the things I will say about this event, and the organisers are lovely. Every conversation that I've had with the organiser, Becca, has been lovely. She's been very helpful, very accommodating. It is a really nice event to work with the organisers on. Their social media is fantastic. Every time I shared something, every time I tagged them, every time I mentioned them, before the event and after the event, they will reshare that. So I am obviously getting exposure to, again, my ideal audience. Every time I share something, they're resharing it. So I did a reel, I invited them as a collaborator, they accepted, so I am now on the main Stationery Fest account feed. All of that is also valuable, I think, when you're doing this kind of an event. The other thing we did was we handed out so many leaflets. If somebody looked like they weren't going to buy something, would you like a leaflet? And that had a discount code on it, which brought them back to our website. Obviously, we're going to find out now afterwards how many people come and place orders and use that discount code. So I do think that, and also the other thing as well, and this is another thing that Emily Harvey says, the content that we got from being at the event, this vlog that you're watching, that you probably, maybe this is the first time you've ever come across us because you were searching for Stationery Fest vlogs. So all of that stuff. You must be
really disappointed.
All of that stuff, the content that we will create off the back of this as well, that we can continue to share, you have to consider the value of all of that, not just the money that we took on the day. Retrospectively, looking back now, I think I've mentioned this before, I do think there are other things that I could have done. So when we left the event and when we came home, I was feeling really good. For me, and this obviously won't be the same for you, but for me, the absolute highlight of the event was meeting the people. It was seeing people that I consider to be my small business friends, meeting people that I've spoken to online but haven't met before, and meeting people that watch our channel, meeting you guys.
I have to say, everyone that I met was lovely.
Yeah.
People really are lovely.
And
the stationery community,
I did wonder, because
incredible.
sometimes
it's
I
lovely.
think like people were looking at me in that way, and I'm thinking, do you watch our YouTube but you don't want to say anything? And obviously I don't want to say anything, because then that's really embarrassing if they don't. But I think you've echoed this. Always say hello. Always tell us that if you watch the channel, because it's really nice to.
It is a bit awkward sometimes. I was in the corridor and this guy stopped me and he goes, "It is you, isn't it?" And I went, yeah, it is me. And he goes, "Simon," and I was like, "Oh my god, who does he think? You should have just said,
does he think I am? Yeah, I'm Simon."
Like, get recognised by one person, and he's got. I'm not the guy he thought I was.
But I was stopped by a lady when we were setting up. Actually, she was obviously another stall holder, and I wish I knew who she was. So if you're watching this and you know who you are, please can you tell me so that I can make sure that I'm following you on Instagram and stuff.
If you're watching this and you know who you are, can you email us?
Yeah, so she stopped me and she said, "Oh, it's you. I watch your YouTube." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And she said, "Oh, I feel like I know you. I know that's weird." And I was like, "No, I totally get that, because I've been watching people on YouTube for years and I feel like I know them too. So I know exactly what you mean." So it was really, really nice. A lady came up to the stall and I recognised her because she's bought things from us before, and she had made like a reel and put it on her YouTube. So I did recognise her when she came up to the stall, and she said, "Oh, hi, cannot remember her name now."
Cathivity.
From Cathivity. And as soon as she said the business name, I was like, yes, because I always remember faces, but I'm really bad with names.
It's got to be Kath, right?
Terrible with names.
It's got to be Kath.
Cannot remember people. It takes me ages. Sometimes I forget the names of people I've known for years. Really bad with names. It's not personal. Anyway.
Catherine.
So
Captivity.
She said, "I'm from Captivity." She said, "I've been watching your YouTube, and it really sort of breaks my heart to see how hard you guys are working and everything, and yet how bad things are going." And I was like, "Yeah, thank you very much." She said, "I've made you something." And I was like, "Oh my God." And she'd made me this sweater with a slogan across it which says, "Frozen by my to-do list," which I'm always saying, right? I swear to God, I had to take so many deep breaths not to cry. I am not a public crier. I do not like to cry in public. And I just got really emotional. And luckily other people were talking. David was talking to her as well. So I was like, but it really did make me feel really emotional. I was
talking to her, so she's not a fan anymore.
That she likes the channel enough and us and that she was so generous to make something and give it to me. I was just...
You're getting emotional now.
I'm fine, okay? I mean, I did have my period as well, so that didn't help. So, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So, let's round up.
Pick the venue up. Pick the venue up, the parking, everything about the venue and the organisers and everything else, fantastic. Take it back to Manchester. Or London.
Yeah, London's nearer for us, but I think they're up north. That's hence why it's up north. Although I have to say,
Manchester.
All of the really good kind of like stationery and indie markets all seem to be up north. We don't seem to have any decent ones down here. What's that about?
Hello, Archer and Olive.
They're a brand. They're Australian. They're not a market. I'm so glad you understand our products, David.
I don't really know anything
You
about.
don't know anything about stationery.
Keith and the Walrus. What's the?
That's made up.
Jenny, not Keith and the Walrus. The Lucy and the Yak. Lucy and Yak.
They're a clothing brand.
Do they make books?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's round up. So you had some opinions about the venue compared to last year's venue.
I actually like the.
Yeah, the venue itself was nice, but it was very hot in the hallways.
Okay, the
and
corridors.
I think if we'd have been in the hallway, I probably would have really not enjoyed the event because it.
You'd have enjoyed the money.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Do you think people in the hallways did better?
I do think people in the hallways.
I think you might be right in that regard. It'd be interesting to see actually other people if they post their vlogs and if they share their earnings. It'd be interesting to see if there is a consistent theme of people who did better.
If they came there, were in the hallway. Paid for the pitch in the hallway, didn't go to an Italian restaurant, and didn't have two kids.
Didn't stay in an Airbnb.
Didn't stay in an Airbnb for 3 nights. I bet they were raking up $2,000, I reckon.
So you preferred the Manchester venue.
Yep.
I also preferred the Manchester venue. As a visitor, I preferred it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming I would also prefer it as a thing. So for me, I still consider the event to be hugely positive. I do not regret doing it. I have learned something about David. He suffers quite badly with travel anxiety. He was ready to ditch the car on the motorway and hike the way back home, I think, after that journey up there. Yeah, so I think I'd either leave David at home next time or we'd get the train.
Yeah, which is a shame because the 2 people that recognised me would really like to see me again, especially the guy who nearly got an autograph from Simon.
Yeah, but David, right? No. I'm
not. Who's Simon?
No,
Ginger Simon.
No, we're not having this. You say that. Oh, nobody spoke to me. You were barely there. You were there in the morning. You perched yourself on the stage, looking moody and unapproachable. And then you left for the whole entire day. You came back, brought some food and refreshments for us, and then you left again. And you were there at setup.
I can't lie. After all this,
set up a breakdown.
After all this YouTube stuff that you've done, I really expected to walk through the door and be swamped. I expected to be overrun with people. Really.
Do you know what? Every single person that came up to me was talking to me about you, and they probably would have spoken to you themselves if you'd have been there. David, this is not called David Lee Stone, the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is called Kiara Louisa. That's me.
I know.
Right, this is supposed to be about small business.
I've fallen very far.
It's not about you.
And now it's all about her.
It is a little bit about me just for this decade. There was one other thing I wanted to say, actually. So, coming back from StationeryFest, off the back of that, I thought I really want to do more TikTok lives. This July, I am going to do a July roundup of what we made and if we made a profit. I still don't know yet. That will probably be next week's video. But it's been quiet, and August is usually really quiet. So one of the things I thought is, okay, we need to get on TikTok. We need to do TikTok lives. And then I thought, what's going to make it more interesting though? What's going to make it more engaging for viewers? And then I thought, oh, I know. I'm going to set up my StationeryFest stall again on the table in the office, and I'm going to do the lives and I'm going to talk about the products. Yeah, we did. Yes, that's them.
Mechanical pencil.
How gorgeous are they? I think they're stunning. So they were on our stall in this cute little cup. Let me get the other pens that we have for sale, just to confuse David because he's trying to pin everything.
Like throwing the elephant in the room, but could you explain to me why a mechanical pencil is £7.99? Would you be able to explain that? Why is a mechanical pencil £7.99?
I love the fact that he's so... This is why I don't get him to do marketing.
I just don't understand.
Why are you selling that for... Because it's a really good quality brand mechanical pencil, David, and it's worth it.
It's
We did that yesterday, didn't we? We were on for 2 hours
yeah.
and we made £117. So we're definitely going to be doing more live selling events. And you can let us know whether you would prefer that to be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Now I would like to share with you some of the purchases that I made at Stationery Fest. The very first thing that I purchased at Stationery Fest, we did a quick little run around at the beginning before it opened, after we'd got everything set up. And I came across this stall. It's called Ghosts of Ukari. And they had this little guy. And how could I not? Is he not just the most adorable thing that you've ever seen? So he's got these little stars on the back. He's got little stars on his hands. And I am partial to the odd plushie, I'm not going to lie. And I just thought he was utterly adorable. I nearly went for the keychain, but then I thought, no, I'm going to go all in, and I got the plushie. So check those guys out, and then I'm going to show you the other stuff I got as well. So Liz Harry and Nikki McWilliams have made this absolutely stunning fidget necklace together. I love Nikki McWilliams stuff. I've got some of her biscuit cushions. So when I saw they had collabed on a necklace, I really wanted to get one. And Liz Harry was selling them at Stationery Fest. So I have been wearing this non-stop. It's such good quality. And it was just under £20, which I thought was a real bargain. Because I am a patron of Coco Natasha, I knew about this planner before she launched it. She has used another small business to make these planners, and I know Fee from Creative Stationery London. I just think she's done such an incredible job. I mean, these are all handmade. It's insane. And it's just absolutely beautiful. The quality of the pages is really great inside. I like the fact that it's ring bound. You've got sections for your goals, and I also quite like the way it's split up as well. So you've got all the sections at the front for your goals. Then you've got a whole segment that's all the months of the year. Then you go into sort of like more weekly planning, and then towards the end you've got daily planning. So you can kind of use this and it's all obviously undated, so you can kind of use it as you want. And then she's also interspersed it with her art as well. So I'm really excited to use this, and I was really excited when she said that she'd made it, and I knew that I had to have one. So I had always planned to buy this at Stationery Fest. So what else did I get? Okay, let's have a look. This was a purchase from the Paper Cat Club, so you can find them here. And I bought these post stamp cat stickers. Now, I really like stamp related stickers and sort of washi tape and stuff like that, so I definitely wanted to purchase these. This is a postcard that she has supplied as well, and I did also get from her a washi tape, and this is the washi tape. I just really liked her style and her sort of like illustration style. And obviously autumn's coming up, and I usually decorate my bullet journals with washi tape depending on the season and the theme. So that was what I got from the Paper Cat Club. This was from one of my patrons actually, and her business is called Crafty Juju. It's very clever that she stuck her sticker on the back. That's really a really good idea, so that when you buy stickers you know who they're from. It's sparkly, always a plus. My daughter is really into Labubus at the moment, and I quite like them as well, so I love the fact that she's made sort of like a cat themed Labubu sticker. I just thought that was really cute, so I wanted to get that. That's going to go on one of my journals. I also bought from Coco Natasha this washi tape, making it up as I go. It's got some gold foil detailing on there again as well, so again that's another addition to my washi tape collection. I saw on Instagram just before the event that Mama Makes had collaborated with Coco Natasha on some rubber stamps, so I made my way over to their stall and I grabbed these, which I really like. So she had all different sets for different places and different things. I picked the Paris set because that's where we had our honeymoon, and Paris is a bit special for me. But I think I would love to collect the other stamps as well. So this was really cool, and I'm going to make myself an acrylic block on the laser that I can put these on. But I like clear stamps. I think they're pretty cool, and I just love the style. Thought it was great. This I bought from Grumpy Nook. I bought quite a lot of their stuff last year at Stationery Fest just because I really love her illustration style. And she had this really cute little washi tape, so I got that from her this year. I also purchased this print from Grumpy Nook as she had a sale on, and I think it was like £3.50 or something. But I just really love her kind of like whimsical illustration style, so I'm going to put that up in the office as well. This is another purchase that I made from Liz Harry. It's a ruler. I just thought it was really clever. Look at this kind of pearlescent acrylic she's used at the end. I really love the whole yellow pencil, pink rubber kind of imagery anyway, so I was like, yeah, okay, I've got to get this. And she pointed out that this part here, when you put it down, it's kind of clear so you can see underneath, and I was like, yeah, that's just really functional and really cool. So I had to get that as well. The last thing I bought was this planner sticker bundle from Emily Harvey. Now again, she'd been talking about these, that she was going to be launching these at StationeryFest. Oh my god, they're gorgeous. I personally really love lilac and gold, so it's understandable why I love her product so much. And I just thought these were fantastic. It's really good quality. You got all of these for £15, which I just thought was brilliant. So you've got, obviously, here you've got days of the month. These are habit trackers. You've got like all these little strips, these little tabs. I just like the fact that you could pretty much make what you wanted with these. Like you could use them however you wanted to. So yeah, I thought it was a brilliant set. And I really want to get more into sort of planning and doing planner things. So that was my haul from StationeryFest. I didn't get much chance to shop, to be honest. Probably just as well, because I didn't really have much money to spend. I had been saving for StationeryFest. I've been putting like a little bit of money aside each month for quite a while, so that I had some spending money to spend there. I wish I'd had more time to look at more stalls, and I may go back now and sort of look online to buy some of the stuff that I saw. But I'm really happy with all the purchases I made. It's nice to know when you're buying something at an event like that you are making a difference to somebody as well, even if it's just a sticker. So yeah, it was, overall for me, it was a positive experience. I would love to do it again. I wish it was a little bit nearer and not quite such a long journey, but still worth it, in my opinion.